In a quiet countryside far from the noise of busy cities, there was a small village surrounded by wide rice fields and gentle hills, where life moved slowly and people followed the rhythm of the sun, waking at dawn, working under the open sky, and resting when evening arrived. In this village lived a boy named Ethan, a boy who was not weak and not foolish, but who carried a reputation that followed him everywhere. Ethan was lazy, not the careless kind of laziness that caused trouble, but a quiet, calculated laziness that avoided effort whenever possible. He observed quickly, learned fast, and often found clever shortcuts that saved him time and energy. If a task could be done with fewer steps, Ethan would find a way. If it could be done sitting instead of standing, he would sit. And if it could be delayed until tomorrow, he rarely hesitated to wait. Ethan lived with his parents in a small wooden house near the edge of the fields. His father was a hard-working farmer who had spent his life under the sun, and his mother carried the household with patience and quiet strength. Every morning, Ethan went with his father to the fields, where his responsibility was to scare birds away from the rice crops. While other boys ran and shouted all day, Ethan studied their behavior and created his own system. He placed wooden poles around the field, tied ropes between them, and attached pieces of cloth that moved with the wind. With a gentle pull of a rope, the birds scattered, and Ethan could lie down under a tree, resting while his work was done. The crops survived, the task was completed, and Ethan barely broke a sweat. His father never scolded him, yet deep inside a silent worry grew. He often wondered what would happen if one day Ethan had to face life without him. The years passed quietly, and Ethan never changed. He did what was required, nothing more, nothing less. Then one summer, the rain stopped coming. The land dried, the rivers shrank, and the sun burned the fields without mercy. During this difficult season, Ethan's father fell seriously ill. At first it was weakness, then fever, and soon he could no longer work at all. Suddenly, all responsibility fell on Ethan's shoulders. For the first time in his life, there was no one else to depend on. Ethan tried to manage the fields on his own, believing he could find an easy way as he always had, but farming showed no mercy. Water had to be carried every day, weeds had to be pulled by hand, and the land demanded effort without shortcuts. After weeks of exhausting labor, his body was not prepared for, Ethan grew weak and overwhelmed. The crops began to die, and no clever trick could save them. One night, Ethan sat alone beneath the stars, staring at the dry fields, feeling something he had never felt before: regret. "I avoided effort my whole life," he whispered to himself. "Now my family is paying the price." Shame weighed heavily on his heart. The next morning, the village was filled with excitement as a soldier from the king's palace announced a great competition. The prize was a chest of gold, enough to change a family's future forever. Without thinking too long, Ethan stepped forward and declared that he would compete. Laughter followed him as villagers whispered that a lazy boy could never defeat strong warriors from across the kingdom. Ethan ignored them. He had 3 days to reach the palace, and with his father's quiet blessing and one simple request, to learn something no matter the outcome, Ethan began his journey. When he arrived at the palace, doubt crept into his mind as he saw the powerful contestants gathered there. The first challenge was announced beside a vast lake. The rule was simple: cross the lake, and only the first 3 would advance. At the signal, everyone jumped into the water and began swimming with strength and speed. Everyone except Ethan. He stood still, watching, thinking. Knowing he could not win by strength, he ran into the nearby forest, gathered broken branches and vines, and built a simple raft. While others exhausted themselves swimming, Ethan paddled steadily, conserving energy. One by one, swimmers slowed, and Ethan quietly passed them, reaching the far shore as the 3rd finalist. The final challenge took place the next day. Each contestant was given a massive wooden block and told to move it 1 kilometer to the finish line, using only one tool of their choice. The first competitor grabbed a rope and pulled with all his strength. The second used a lever and strained against the weight. Ethan, however, chose a small knife. As the crowd watched in confusion, he carved the wooden block patiently, shaping it into a large, round ball. When the others struggled with heavy resistance, Ethan rolled his creation forward, using gravity, patience, and focus. Step by step, he passed them, crossing the finish line first. As the crowd erupted in applause, Ethan finally understood something important. He had not changed who he was. He was still intelligent and still efficient. But now he knew that intelligence was not meant to escape effort entirely. It was meant to guide effort wisely. Laziness had not disappeared, but it no longer controlled him. Purpose did. He returned home with gold to save his family, but more importantly, with a new understanding of responsibility and determination. And that is the lesson of this story. When you find a reason that truly matters, your family, your dreams, or the future you want to build, even the hardest work begins to feel meaningful. Thank you so much for spending your time with this story. If you found it meaningful or inspiring, please don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who might need this message today, and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories that help you grow and improve your English naturally. We truly appreciate your support, wishing you good health, peace of mind, and the strength to move forward with confidence. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next story.